2. I do. Ooh, just and now missed all the good combo again.
Well, we are live, you guys, and with that, as you can see, I got Tom here. So he came through the store today and said, "Dude, we're filming tonight." So I'm gonna share, but first, I'm gonna crack open this little cutie, a little midnight sour, because I just need to take the edge off the day a little bit. So we're gonna do that.
Dude, Drecker, it's just crushing it. It's just the best beer around.
I love it.
It's pretty cool that like the coolest beer is from North Dakota.
Dude,
Sweet.
So good. All right, I'm gonna do the sharing here really quick and let you do your thing.
All right, we've talked about it before, but I wanted to bring it up again. Metal. So Mark Wagner's book is now available at strangersfanzine.com. So you can, of course, if Rainbow has any left, you can contact them. But the publisher who is publishing this is Strangers. So that little company right there. And they have now, in Sioux Falls, we got the early release. So I've had it for a little bit. I've got to read it a few times. But Sioux Falls' own Mark Wagner got the wide release. He's getting a lot of buzz right now and traction. Everybody's loving this book. They all wish they had Missing Cat and Dead Cells like us, but they probably don't. But I wanted to say, if you haven't picked this up, pick it up. So get over to Strangers or contact Rainbow, hit Mark up on Instagram. He can show you how to get it as well. But this is like the coolest book that's happening this summer. It is the benchmark of summer 2022. And the best part about it, guys, is the book is really good, no doubt about it. But if you just feel this cover, it feels so good. And each one of these pages was printed so well. Look at, just how amazingly beautiful this book is. We're lucky in Sioux Falls to get Mark Wagner and to have such a cool artist like Mark outputting stuff like this. So yeah, I'm super hyped on this. That's my minute to win it, guys. If you guys, if you haven't picked it up already, which I'm sure a lot of you have, thank you for picking it up already. But if you haven't, it's definitely a must pick up.
Dude, heck yeah. Well, very cool. All right, well, I don't even know how I can follow that up, but very nicely done. And shout out to Mark Wagner. He's doing some beautiful locally based artwork for a big day on the horizon too. So loving that. And so thank you, Mark. And shout out to Mark Wagner for being an amazing human. But we're going to go ahead and kick it off, open the show without further ado. Hey, everybody, it's a comic book look, proudly sponsored by Rainbow Comics. It's your boy, John on Demand, a.k.a. I have got a Horizon line on my head from wearing a hat all day. So you can see that I have Xeroxed the Horizon onto this big screen forehead of mine. I could watch a movie on this thing. It's real. It's real. Got my Drecker here, so happy as a clam. We're just kind of rocking and rolling with a stack of books today. But you guys, I am joined by co-CEO Tom Devine. There can only be one, the Midwest Highlander. And with that, we're just happy to kind of be back in the groovy balance of things. Tom noticed that last time there was way too much happiness on the show. And we just don't do that. The chemistry of a comic book look is truly the salt and pepper, oil and vinegar, oil and water, the disagreements, the yin and the yang, but less harmonious most of the time. Sometimes we get along. But that's the fun of our show. And so I'm really happy to have my co-pilot back with me this evening. And we're going to chop it up about some books and probably a bunch of other crazy stuff that's going on. But catching up with you, Tom, how the heck have you been?
Well, I've been good. I've been gone. I was trying to get on last week's episode, but John just banned me from recording. So he put me in the corner and he said, "No, dude, you're not going to record. I'm sick of the shit you've been saying. I'm sick of you, and you're not. I am a comic book look, John on demand, and you are not, Tom."
Oh my God.
So, I got put in a corner, and I wasn't able to record last week. I was texting him, "Oh, come on, please, John, I love you. I'm so sorry."
That actually did happen. That actually did happen. That's true.
But yeah, so unfortunately, I was kicked off a comic book look for 1 week, and I'm back. It's good to be back. It's nice. I appreciate you, John, opening your arms and accepting me back. You know, it's you're such a nice person, and I appreciate you having such a warm heart to allow me back into the fold. That is a comic book club.
All right, so if you guys want the truth about what happened, I did not see Tom at the shop last week, and I assumed he was probably busy with work, so I went ahead and did the show. And then he hits me up 5 minutes after I'm done. I just sprawled out on the couch, and he's like, "Hey, you ready to film?" And I'm like, "Dude, I totally just did it. I am so sorry." Is what actually happened. I kind of like your story better, though. It's pretty epic, and yeah, I dig that.
It went something like that. I mean, I don't remember the specifics, but something like in between what John said and what I said. No.
Well,
No,
we better catch up on some comments really quick here. We're getting checked in with already. Alexander's checking in saying, hello to you. Good evening, my fellows, says Derek from Iowa with that amazing Punisher War Machine helmet. Sergeant saying, is this live?
Sarge, god dang you. I mean, you know, there's probably a 12-second delay. But other than that, it is live, my mans. And look, okay, you made it. Yeah, we started way earlier. It's only 8:40. So my old grandpa Mikey hasn't fallen asleep yet that he needs to always pop off. Oh, I gotta go, guys. It's like 9 o'clock. I can't watch anymore. I gotta get to bed, or I gotta go take care of my awesome daughter. Oh.
Mike. Tony from Pierce checking in saying, hey, all, and hey, back to you, Mr. Tony. Chris Arnold, hello, my fellow SuperCon brethren. Get it. Chris. That's right. Good to see you, sir. With that, yes, shame on me, Chad. Derek, thank you. That is completely the way I am. I'm such a show pony diva, and yeah. But fast forwarding through all of that rigmarole, you guys, it is good to have Tom back. And it was a truly assuming move on my part to just film last week. Assuming because Tom told me weeks ago that he had books to talk about, and then he was going to miss a couple weeks. So I specifically am an idiot for forgetting that. But yeah, it's the funniest. It's funny.
I was gone for 2 weeks, guys. As you saw, I was in Vegas. I wanted to film when I was in Vegas. Some of you may remember, but I went to Weird Al Yankovic instead, so it was really sick. Yeah. But then the next week, I ended up coming on like a Sunday and getting my books. And so, you know, my boy Ronnie J here, he had no idea that I was there because only John Nordstrom was there, and I got booked. So he didn't really know. And then that Wednesday was a busy day at work, so I hadn't picked up that day, even though I did some stuff to talk about. But that is what happened. And guess what, guys? It was a better episode anyway. I watched John's, and it's like, it's better when I'm gone.
It is so funny too. Every time you guys, Tom and I are like, oh, this is going to be a quick one. We're going to fly through it. 20 people show up. Our comments just rock. It's awesome. And we're just like, holy crap. So it's just so funny how that always works out that way. But yeah, there's a lot of man.
Can you throw up Mike's comment though? Because I think it is really funny.
This last one?
Yes, 9 is when he has his evening constitution. Thank you, Sarge. You are
in the Facebook group. Did you see that post he did about the nun book?
I haven't. I've kind of been off Facebook, so I haven't seen anything yet.
I told him today. I was like crying, laughing because one, coming from him, that just makes it even better. You'll have to check it out. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, that's good. I love it, Sarge.
Man. Well,
what about you, John? How are you? I mean, I think, are you going somewhere coming up? No.
Tomorrow, I so far I have my undergarments packed, and that's it. And I have like an 8 a.m. flight, which basically means be there at 6 or 7, I guess in our case. And I'm flying out to go to Heroes Con out in North Carolina. So that'll be a lot of fun. I've never been there. And I'm like super excited. And this is pretty freaking cool. We got me approved for a press pass. And so I've never had one of those when going to a convention. So I don't even know what that means, but I'm really excited about it.
So cool. So do a lot of press stuff, lots of videos, ask questions. It's going to be great.
Yep, just get the story, get the scoop. Bearded April O'Neil. That's right,
baby.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm actually connecting with the comic book bears out there. So I got to meet Bill and Steve last fall in Baltimore. And it sounds like I'll be getting to meet Bill and then Caleb this time around in Charlotte, and hopefully Steve, fingers crossed, we're still waiting to hear on that. But looking forward to just circling up and getting to spend some time and do some shopping. It's interesting. I'm taking a different approach to this con. There's so many names there that I don't even want to wait in line for an autograph. So I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm literally just going to go to shop and network and connect with local artists and stuff and people that have projects where they're like, dude, check my work out. That's what I like to do, is just really get out there and shake hands and, we'll see. Yeah.
Shake hands and kiss babies. That's the John Runyon way. I mean,
rescue cats from trees. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so many sick artists and so many cool people that are, in indie publishing and are, part of the big teams. And I mean, it's really going to be sick as fuck. I mean, honestly, you're going to have so much fun. And then having the Bears there, dude, I'm missing it so much, guys. As you guys have known, I missed a bunch of weeks. I've been gone. I mean, like, the only thing I really wanted to do this summer is go to this thing with John. But I, just couldn't swing it. So whatever, I'll get to, we'll figure out another con together.
Yeah, there's more shows in the future, Tom. Do not worry about it. Of course, I won't be stressed about, other things going on too. So that'll be good. It'll be a better
exactly. But it'll be a really sleepy August for John. He doesn't really have anything going on, nothing on his mind. Not stuff that he has to worry about during the whole month of August. So once he gets past this, he should be in the clear. Joking. Anyway, let's get into books, baby. We got a lot of it, right? I know John had a big here. Yeah.
Tom, I didn't tell you this off camera, but there's one that I literally cannot show on here that I will show you afterwards. Yeah.
I got the inside scoop. Sorry, folks.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So kudos to Amanda for it, and Ken's going to kill me. But I will show you it afterwards. I literally cannot show it on the show, and I'm so excited about that.
Hell yeah.
All right. How do you want to do this? Just jump in?
Yeah, jump in. You go first. Since you have so many books.
I have a lot, mainly because of these beautiful Hellfire Gala covers, which I'm going to do first. I have a pair right here. So we did.
I'm going to be just erasing on this paper. So if you see me kind of like move my arms, just don't worry. I'm not like season out. So
okay, that's cool. So Tom and I got the press pass for the upcoming Hellfire Gala. So we told Emma, quit texting us. I just connected with Mindy and she was like, oh, again, so I told her, find that outfit. It's coming, whatever. And with that, they release these variant covers, which are actually kind of awesome. And ironically, I have a Black Widow one. So that's kind of funny. Chop and Drop's checking in. Happy new comic book day. Comic book fam. What up? That's awesome.
What's up, Chop and Drop?
Check out this Black Widow look. So we're not getting into grading the looks right now. That's us at the runway. We're not there yet. These are just advanced sneak peeks. Cyclops.
Ooh, that might be the coolest Cyclops looked in a little while.
And technically, just for issue numbers and so forth, this Black Widow was Miles Morales Spider-Man issue number 39, and then Cyclops was X-Men number 12. X-Men I am reading, Miles Morales I am not, but I just thought it was cool that John put it aside for me, so I'm like, I'll rock it, it's fine. So those are the first two.
I gotta say, I want to comment on the Black Widow. The coolest part is definitely that long ass ponytail, cool as hell, putting the whole outfit together, dipped in red at the end.
We'll see what she has to say, because she's the authority in this. The last one I wanted to throw on here was actually just a variant of New Mutants 26. I thought this was a really cool cover. I love Danny Moodstar, and so I'm just really excited about that.
Yeah,
those are my first three pickups, and I'm gonna kick it over to Tom.
Yeah, man, those are some great pickups. And I love that the Hellfire Gala is coming back. I did have to put Emma on Do Not Disturb on my phone, so I don't get the alerts. It's like, Jesus Christ, how many times can you text me? God. Get real. Okay, first up, already told you, Metal. Second up, this is out, has been out, but new to me. and I haven't talked about it, so I'm talking about Frankenstein. I mean, we got this huge book now collecting the first 2 issues. I popped right to that Clara Meath cover, which is looking so fire right there. You got Mikey's amazing art. You got some even better art on the back. Might recognize some of that rainbow crew right there. All zombified right here. I got the rainbow exclusive cover. You guys know Mikey Martinez and Zeke. They've been on the show before, and they were on our reunion episode, and they're just our brothers. But it's really awesome that they have this out, that they were able to get with Rainbow to put this really cool piece together. It has a really cool spine, looks good. And then it's actually also asinine that this is 2 issues. I mean, this is the size of a full graphic novel. Those issues are 55 pages of comics. So they were going crazy on this, but this is about, basically Walking Dead with Benjamin Franklin, and it is freaking awesome. Yeah. So definitely check it out, man.
Yes, preach. Gosh, I don't know how I can follow that. I didn't see that coming at all, actually. So okay.
Well, I hadn't talked about it yet. I hadn't got that cover and talked about it on the show. So I was like, oh, I gotta talk about it.
Heck yeah. Got some more X-Men books here, so I'm gonna do that. We have Knights of X issue number 3. This I tried to keep it down to 1 cover per. This was not the case because John left me some goodies. But Knights of X, there was this variant edition that had Elizabeth talking to, I believe, Death from the Araco Council, or not Council, but just one of the characters, and I just thought that was a really cool one. And then they also had another Hellfire cover. So this is actually Rogue looking just BA. This look is sick. That hair is sick.
Oh, yeah.
That's sharp. That's real sharp. So I was a huge fan of that, and I couldn't say no.
Love the shoulder piece,
bro. And then Immortal X-Men number 3. We have this really cool cover of Destiny.
I like that.
So yeah. So I just I really like those. So
yeah, no, that looks really cool. And yeah, that Destiny piece, I love like the bust, the head and bust. That looks really cool, man. All right, next up, Heavy Metal Drummer. This is Behemoth. It's a little bit smaller than a comic, so if we look at a regular comic, you're gonna see that it's a little shorter. But I kind of like that. It makes it stand out a little bit. It's fun. This one has like the reason that stands out is just the really fun, cartoony art that is a wildly kind of it's just awesome. And it's not like super technical and good. It's just like fun cartooning with this super gnarly skull with acid coming out of its mouth on the cover. Totally cool. This is the 2nd issue. I enjoyed the 1st issue. The story's not like amazing or anything. It's just fun to kind of get through it, and definitely fun to look at.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, heavy metal drummer, baby.
Boom. Chop and Drop's just weighing in here. That's a really cool book. Great art. Yes, about the comic book genie, Franklinstein book. That's awesome. And then Trevor 2.0. So one of our new team members is tuning in. Love that cover. Missed out on it, and that I don't know if that was about Knights of X or not. If it was, completely agreed. Or Immortal X-Men. Yeah, there were a few variants that were pretty slick, and I was like, holy smokes. I had quite a few more in my box as well that I did not proceed with just because of funds and wanting to have money for this trip coming up, but just kind of went with some of my personal favorites. Oh, the Rogue Hellfire one. Yeah, that was a sharp one. Thank you for clarifying. That's awesome.
Yeah, that Rogue one's sick.
Let's see. What do I got here for you, Tom?
Yeah, John, you should be on a spending freeze until you get to North Carolina.
It's complicated. We got it's Pride Month right now, and so I've actually been loving a lot of these covers, and also a customer really clued me into giving Nightwing a shot. So I started with issue 91. That issue is fire. I have 92. I haven't read it yet. And so this is issue 93. I went with the Pride variant. I really like the colorful like Starbucks kind of drink because I chug those like crazy, and it just made me kind of crack up a little bit. So love that. And then for Marvel Voices Pride #1, I couldn't decide on the covers, so I went ahead and got both just because I thought they were fun. It's just really cool to me to get to lift up some of these characters that are emerging and are just kind of rad and just getting to tell their stories. And so I don't know if I'll get to read this before I leave tomorrow or not. And I don't plan on hauling any books with me because I think I'm hauling quite a few back. So it probably will have to wait until I get back, unfortunately. But looking forward to crushing some reading.
Oh yeah, that Nightwing. Is that written by Tom Taylor?
I believe so. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I heard. Well, first of all, that's Eisner Award-winning series. A lot of Eisners usually do go to, independent, really creative, out there stories. It's very odd for a middle of in the 80s and 90s Nightwing to win an Eisner, but that's how good that book is right now. It's like I am going to be jumping on that book because everybody's talking about it. Garrett at Wednesday Comics, it's like his favorite book. He's been gushing about it, and it's like I have to jump on board with that book. I'm going to be getting all the collections as well. It's cool to see that. I actually didn't see that Pride cover a couple weeks ago. I got the Tim Drake Pride cover because I do like Robin. I definitely want to support, and I think Nightwing is awesome. So I just am so excited that this Tom Taylor gets on Nightwing and then somehow elevates it enough that this, Batman's old. I mean, he's a B-level superhero. As much as us comic fans, we love Nightwing. We put Nightwing as the most. To anybody out there, he's just some B-level nobody. And Tom Taylor being able to take this story to the next level just sounds so cool to me. So I'm stoked that you got on that issue, and I definitely want to check that out as well. And if you guys are reading it, tell us what you think. I'd love to hear.
Yeah, no, once I get caught up, I'll be maybe a little more informed. I'm just like, 91 was a lot of fun, that issue.
Yeah.
But I got more reading to do before I kind of cast a formal vote. Do you want me to do a couple more, or I'm trying to look?
Oh, is it my turn? Yeah, I'm sorry.
I think it's your turn.
I got a lot. Let's go with next up is Newburn, number 8. How is Chip? Okay, so Chip Zdarsky, he's rocking and rolling. We got Stillwater loving it. He's got this. He does other stuff with like Marvel even. But Jacob Phillips is the artist. How in the fuck is Jacob Phillips doing this book, which he does allow room so that there's a backup done by a different artist in these? Like this, there is a different artist, but he's doing all of this, right? And he's an artist, and he has 2 books coming out at the same time. I don't know any artist besides back in the day, like Mark Bagley, Thunderbolts fame, who would be able to handle, or maybe JR, John Romita Jr., but that can handle that type of speed. And this kid's young, right? He's Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips are the famous comic book duo that I am obsessed with, and I love everything they're doing. This is Sean Phillips' son, Jacob Phillips, who is becoming just a prolific cartoonist and illustrator in his own right. He has this Newburn coming out, and then my other favorite book, which is the Texas, God damn it, the Texas crime book. Why can't I think of it right offhand? But it's amazing.
That Texas Blood.
Thank you. That Texas Blood. So it's crazy to see him be able to put out these stories at the same time. I'd love to hear how it went. Like, does he finish this book and try to get it done in a month, or did he get a bunch of this Newburn done beforehand, or did he have that Texas Blood done beforehand? Did he take some months off where I didn't see his work come out, and that's why everything's coming out now? But goddamn, it's really prolific and cool to see. He's in his heyday, guys. So we are seeing, Jacob Phillips become one of the top tier artists in comics at this time. It's amazing. And he's coloring all of his dad's work for Sean Phillips and the Brubaker for the series that I love so much, which is these Reckless books.
Yeah.
These are like my favorite books, and he colors this one. So like he does that, these are always coming out. It's like this dude, he is not sleeping. He's maybe 2 hours a night. It's gotta be.
That's awesome. I don't even know how I can follow that up. Good Lord, Tom.
How many times are you gonna say that tonight, John? You always follow it perfectly because you're the man.
Nope.
You are the best.
There's a lot of new tonight, so we'll tread carefully here. I'm gonna rock another 2, I think. Ghost Rider: The Return of Blaze trade paperback. So got that. I'm loving me some G Rider. This is collecting Spirits of Ghost Rider, Mother of Demons, King in Black Ghost Rider, and Ghost Rider: Return of Vengeance. So 3 issues in here, but just kind of some additional content. And I figured, why not? For my favorite biker. And then I am rolling the dice on this one. Plus, I love me a good Peach Momoko cover. Miles Morales, Spiderman, and Moon Girl #1. Moon Girl is a character that is a true enigma to me, and so I wanted to just give it a shot, just to learn more about her and meet her. And so that's where I'm coming from when I'm getting that. Is I love the cover artist, and I really just want to get to know her, because that's just, I know she has a couple of volumes of series out there, like mini runs and stuff, but I've never gotten to meet her. So
yeah, man, I never even heard of it, but that cover looks dope as hell, man.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Nice. Next up on my list, the Silver Coin. I picked this up when I find it. They're all one shots, so if you miss a couple issues, it doesn't matter. It says it's 11. I'm pretty sure I didn't read 10. But we got James Tynion the Fourth, our favorite from all of everybody's favorite books forever. And he's real hot right now. But this is that book where Michael Walsh is the artist, and then he brings in a different writer, and he keeps doing the art. And so he's got kind of in control of this book, and he brings in the writer, which is different than it normally is. Usually a writer controls the book, and then they bring in different artists. Well, it's opposite with this one, but they're all one and done stories about this evil coin that if you have it in your possession, kind of makes you greedy, gives you a lot of fame, or gives you exactly what you want, but there's consequences for those things that you get, and it never turns out well. So stoked to get back into it.
All good. Another Hellfire Gala cover. I just looked over. I'm like, gosh, I'm not organized tonight at all. I just grabbed it from the paper bag or plastic bag, and here we are. Moon Knight issue 12. This is the Scarlet Witch look, which is cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Not really too different from what she's rocked, but I like that cosmic wrap, I guess, or whatever. But I will say that Moon Knight, I was actually going to hop on to coming up with 13 because there's mention of vampires. And that's right up my alley with all this Marvel horror that I'm pursuing. And so it's a great time. And I figured, why not? Plus, kudos to John, Comic Book Sensei. He just thinks of me when he sees the covers and puts them in my pull box for me. And so thank you, John, for doing that. And yeah, I will definitely roll the dice and give it a try and see if Moon Knight volume, I don't even know what volume this is, like 9 or something, how it goes. So
yeah, I mean,
Trevor, I'm loving these comments. Trevor, that Scarlet Witch cover was sharp. Thank you. It was, it's a lot of fun. Sergeant is asking, Tom, are you still reading Scumbag?
Of course, that down the middle libertarian centered. I think it's going to end though in like the next couple issues, Sarge. But yes, I love it. It's still my favorite book. Pushing everyone's buttons, just advocating for open sex and drugs. I love it.
Chat's checking in here, just saying silver coin sounds like my life. Well, that's awesome. And Derek on the silver coin, he says silver coin, nice pick, Tom. So nice pickup. So cool. I have just a couple left, so I think you're gonna take.
And I got plenty left, so I'll keep going. Jeff Dow, Darrow, Shaolin Cowboy. I love these books. You don't even have to read it. You can spend an hour going through one of these issues, and the examples are. I'll just start to go through because every single panel is detailed to the max. And there's constantly all these little jokes that are happening in all these little details of every single page. So you can continuously look at it over and over. It's absolutely it basically is just a guy who is the Shaolin cowboy. He's in this post-apocalyptic capitalism world where there's just garbage everywhere, and he just has to like basically fight monsters. But like in this double page spread, you can like look through this for like a Where's Waldo, where just fun shit never ends. It's just like so detailed and so much fun. Just like looking at it right here, I see like a box of pills that's called those are not bills, those are ammos, and it's called gun butts. And then there's like a a cooler that's just full of handguns for some reason, next to a skeleton that's holding an Uzi outside the car and like busting a cap. So I'm just saying there's a lot of crazy stuff that it's not always making sense, but it's just awesome to look at. So yeah. The Shaolin Cowboy, check it out, guys. It's freaking amazing.
Heck yeah. Wow, I don't even know how I can follow that. I say that a lot, but it's true. I mean, you just go in on these. I love it. This next one, I have no experience with this original team or this first iteration of this team. This is the new Fantastic Four, #1, Grey Hulk rather, Ghost Rider, Wolverine, Spiderman. I never read the original literature. I did get the re-release, the reprint of that literature. I think it was last week or the week before. I haven't had time to read it yet. I'm going to totally crush that first before I dive into this, because if there's callbacks or anything, bearded April O'Neil is on it. Like, I want all of that. So we're going to crush that first. But yeah, I'm excited to check it out. We'll see.
So what's going on with the Fantastic Four? It's not Reed Richards and family anymore?
I suppose not. I have no idea.
You have no idea why they had to start again with...
Yep.
You know?
I don't know their whereabouts.
Very interesting, Mr. Bond. Next up, Fables. I told John when I got the first one or the last one, I've already bought 152 of these suckers, so I guess I can't quit now. I hear Bill Willingham's kind of a scumbag, so it's like, unfortunately, I don't know. It's not. I guess he's not like a scumbag, like he's doing terrible things. He's just not that nice of a guy in the professional world, is what the rumor on the street is. So I'm not that excited about it, but I hate to say it, I love Fables, and I love, more importantly, the Mark Buckingham art. I missed these side panels, which set the mood for the character. Beautiful renditions of all these characters I love. So it's so good to get back. Me and John went to FablesCon a long time ago, and we had mixed reviews. I had a blast. Bill Willingham hates John. Just joking. But
I love the con though, because I met Kurt Busiek.
Exactly. Kurt Busiek was beyond amazing. And also Mark Buckingham was amazing. He drew Baby Wolf for me. So yeah. I'm still picking up, but it's kind of weird. It's not under Vertigo. It says DC on it. I don't like that. I don't like ads in DC books. I mean, there's things I can complain about.
You could do without.
But yes, like Chad said in his comments, Fables is so good that you're like, well, you still got to pick it up.
Yeah. Up next, 2 more Mighty X-Men covers. Jeez Louise. This is the Pride variant X-Men #12 featuring my boy Dawkin, a.k.a. Esteemed Dark Avenger. Thank you for saving my comic reading experience, because I would not be here if it weren't for the Dark Avengers. And then Knights of X, issue #3. This cover was really cool, featuring Gambit, and so I just thought it was really sharp, and it's just a character we don't hear from enough, and so I really liked it. So I'm excited to check it out. Issues 1 and 2 of Knights of X has actually been a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm excited. Not for everyone though, certainly, but yeah, it's more of that mythical, magical side of what's going on in the X-Men, but I dig it. So
nice. Next up, I got the Lonesome Hunters. This is the first one. I don't know anything about it, but I know Tyler Crook is a good cartoonist and writer, so I'm in. I'll check it out.
My last new book, and then I have 2 more. Silver Surfer Rebirth #5. I went with the Skrull variant. I thought it was a really sharp cover. I adored that, actually. Just the cosmicness of it, the beautiful of it. I really enjoyed it. So Silver Surfer art can get a little trippy sometimes and groovy, and I love that too. But something like this was a really strong offering for a Skrull variant. I was like, I'm here for it. I like it.
Yeah, and honestly, Silver Surfer books really hold their value. They have a fan base and these tripped out drug people that really like that shit. And then, but unfortunately, like a lot of those people aren't smart like John, so they like don't realize these books come out until like months and months later. So then they're like, "Oh, I want to get that Silver Surfer book," and then John can be like, "Yo, I got it here, $50, son."
Terrible.
My next up is Lance Stanton. This is an unreleased book from 1989 that our boys, Sleepy Readers local shop, Floating World Comics, put out this year. It's exactly what the doctor ordered. It's a black and white book with this crazy art style of a guy who had only done like one comic but took a 40-week class under John Buscema. It's so fun. It was great all the way through. I mean, look at this hunk right there, you know, just a lot of hunks and a lot of 80s muscles. I loved it. Thank you, Floating World, for putting this out.
That's awesome. These last two, I was just getting these added to my collection really quick because, like I said, I'm going to a con tomorrow and I don't want to duplicate purchases. And these last two are actually from our back stock. This is a series that I've seen in passing and I never really thought of it, but now I'm getting into Werewolf by Night and stuff, which P.S. This is Werewolf by Night shirt number 3 of 3.
Yeah.
And so I totally freaking dig it. But this series was always kind of fun. And it came highly recommended, but the Howling Commandos of S.H.I.E.L.D. issues 3 and 4. So these are some of those monster characters helping out S.H.I.E.L.D. in some monstrous capacity. I am so excited about this. But yeah, so I got issues 3 and 4. I have one already, and so I just need 2, 5, and 6.
Oh, you'll hunt them down, baby. I know it. You're going to
will.
find those in some dollar bins. You know?
I'm excited.
Sick. My last one I want to talk about is The Passageway. This is the graphic novel that I bought, but I haven't been able to talk about yet. It's just from Jeff Lemire. It's going to be really good. I haven't even cracked it open, but stoked on it. And then I'm
going to leave it sealed?
No, of course not. I'm cracking that bitch open today. I already read like 5 or 6 comics from last week.
Oh my gosh. I envy you.
I read A Calculated Man because Patrick behind our Rainbow book, counter told me to, and I bought it the week before, and I was like, okay, I got to read it, so I read it. Well, as soon as I opened, I saw Paul Tobin, and I didn't realize that before. He writes Bunny Mask, which is a book I really love, but I didn't love this. So, not much, Patrick. You're wrong. Albatross, Exploding Funny Books. This is like the new Goon. It's just a straight Eric Powell book. This was so much fun. Do a Power Bomb. This is like somehow a wrestling book, but it was like touching and sad and then got crazy. Bunny Mask, you guys, just like I said, I freaking love it. And so those are the books I already read today, and I'm on a rampage. I'm going to keep reading, baby.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, Derek had a really good question here for us, Tom. Do you guys use an app to track your collection and fill the holes?
Yes and no, right? John, of course, does. He's really good. He has all his. I use the same app that John uses, which is CLZ Comics. But I'm just not as diligent, and I don't have my whole collection in. I only got about 20% of my collection in, but I do have all my recent stuff. And when I say recent, I haven't done it the last couple weeks, but I could do it right now. So I'm going to. Thank you for the reminder. I'm just not as diligent as John. So a lot of things slip through the cracks. A lot of times I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I scanned this when I bought this 6 months ago, and then I'll scan it and it won't be in there. I'll be like, okay, how many did I miss? So yes, I do. In CLZ, I haven't used a ton of them, but I really love their transparency, and they have really good communication on Facebook. And the guy who like develops it tells us like everything about where he's at and what he's trying to do, and I love it. So yeah, I'm totally down. What's your thought on it, John?
So different people use it differently, Derek. And that's kind of a neat thing about this, because I think of like Photoshop as a program where people use it differently, but to accomplish the same thing, you can do different things. And so for me, everything is entered in. And then my system at home mirrors what we do at our Sioux Falls store, so that it makes my life easier when I'm at work or when I'm not at work. I know the system. And as I buy comics, and even when I do online auctions and I order things, even when they have not arrived yet, I already flip them as in my collection. So that when I'm shopping, I don't do any duplicates or anything like that, because that's money that's wasted, and money is a scarce thing right now in some regards. And it's who of me to be spending as much as I am on comics when I'm so far behind in reading. But yeah, I try to get things entered in right away. For my collection, I also utilize the wish list feature, where there's comics where you get a couple issues and you're like, man, I really want that whole run. You can flag them, and then that way, when you're on your phone, because it talks to your phone too, if you pay for the whole package or whatever, you can flag it and just flip it to your wish list. So while I'm at the con, I just have to do that, and I know what I'm looking for. The moment it's in my collection, so the moment I buy something, you can flip it right there, and it takes it off the list and puts it in your collection. It's pretty nice. And then the final thing I really, really like about it is that you can kind of do reports and export things, for things that are missing. And so I've put together Google Sheets that I send to some of the shops and people that I do auctions with, just to let them know, hey, I'm looking for this stuff. And I'm able to give them a concise list of, here's where I'm at right now. And those are always working documents too. And so I have 2 out right now that I'm working with a couple of shops on, only because at Rainbow, we only see so much in the door. And a lot of what I'm after is like the 70s horror stuff from Marvel. So yeah. So P.S. shout out to Dr. Christina Blanche. I just got Werewolf by Night issue 1. And then Marvel Spotlight on Werewolf number 4, which is the first ever appearance of the Darkhold in the Marvel universe. Which is really cool.
And you got that?
My reading list is getting exciting, and I am so excited to binge. I've kind of entered a space where I might be announcing coming up that I am dropping all new titles for a minute, because I want to spend time really diving into this stuff and learning it. And the main reason with that, you guys, is I want to have a true understanding and a true experience of what readers had going back then. So I'm going to be pulling like release dates for all these books and putting them in order, so that way I get that same experience, but then I'm reading it in an order that makes sense and it's relevant, like
Dude,
a collection trade.
You should totally do that, and then each week you just talk about the books that you freaking read that week. It would be so exciting. We would all learn along with you all of these different things. Please do that. That would be awesome.
So it might lead to me unplugging for a little bit from new titles, so I probably still have them set aside for me or whatnot. But
let's be real. Yeah. All new titles are garbage anyway, for the most part. We're trying. Me and John are testing all the waters for you chumps. Taking the hits into our pocketbook and to our time, reading all these books, and guess what? They're not even all that good.
So I'm really excited though, and Derek, with the app, it has helped me out so much as I've been collecting Doctor Strange Volume 1 and 2 and Werewolf by Nights and all this other stuff, because you get excited and you learn about things, but the app, when you go to add comics and stuff, you'll see things that you didn't even know existed, like a variant cover or a different series or whatnot. So these programs really help teach you some of the things that are out there too. So for me, I get it kind of doubled down, because when I'm at the shop, I'll ask John questions and he's like, oh yeah, I've seen those, in passing. And it's like, oh, okay, I just learned about it. But it's such a fascinating thing to be a part of. And there's actually a good portion of customers at our store that do use it. And some people use it really differently. They're a lot more meta with a lot of the tagging that you can do on there. For me, I don't do condition. I don't do where I bought it from. I have a friend who showed me that he reports on what store he bought it from. And he said, don't worry, Rainbow Comics is first, and I'm like, that's awesome, but you're cheating on us technically. But I shop other places too as well. So I kid. But it's fun to see how a utility as robust as that truly is. I mean, people are using it differently. Tom's using it differently for me. So highly recommend it. Collectors with a Z, CLZ. Check it out. It's worth it. And it's painful when you go through and add your collection at first. But once you do that and then you're able to build upon that, then it becomes a tool for you.
Yeah. And one of the really funny parts is, like, in the community, So like if you scan your books, it'll tell you if like this is a key or if this is a
Yep.
super key or different things like that. And then what will happen is all of the different people who have the app get to argue in the comments over if it's an actual key, if they have too many keys, they're calling everything a key, every first character key. It's so exciting. That's almost just as much fun as it being a part of this community where everybody's looking for stuff. And so if you end up following the group after you get the app, you just I mean it's really some really fun comic book conversation.
Yeah. Out of all the utilities though, and I tried a couple just like with smaller batches, this one really is, if anything, I would just want more reporting and ability to export to Excel capabilities. But I also had that when I worked at like an EMR software. Same thing. So it's just a common desire to want to put data into things that you can modify and
Because
sort and stuff.
they have export ways, because I know
Yeah.
there's ways that if you were going to, even if you're going to leave this database and go with another database, they will
You can
allow you
send
to
it.
export your information and put it into another database. So there's definitely ways to do it. I don't know. I'm sure you have to contact the developer to get yours exported, John, but I bet he could get you an Excel list.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not leaving anytime soon. I love the platform, and the other thing too, it sounds like we're a commercial for them. We're not. We just both use the same platform. Tom and I almost never agree on things. This is
Yes,
one thing that we did.
exactly.
They also they do movies, they do novels. Ken uses it for Stephen King stuff, which is really cool. So he uses a different vein of the company for that, which is it's just fun to see him love it. So yeah,
Yeah.
so highly recommend it for anyone that's curious about it. Check it out. We don't have a discount code.
Yeah, we should though now, huh? Well,
yeah.
One thing I'm working on, guys, is this. This is my drawing. That's a part of Spork. You guys remember my last zine? This is going to be one of the pictures in this zine about my trip from Sioux Falls to Las Vegas. So that's what I've been working on during the show.
Heck yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah. Well, with that, you guys, I got 2 Disney Plus shows to watch, a suitcase to pack, and deciding if I'm going to actually pull any books or not to get signed, because I'm like, meh. But I have a couple of books that have like 4 signatures on it, like annuals, where there's like several creators. And so, if anything, I just want to complete those or get more names on them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of fun.
You're going to have
to we'll figure it out. But yeah, I guess I'm going to shut it down. Tom, you have anything else?
Nothing else, man. Shut it down. It's good talking to you, Johnny.
Dude, heck yeah. Oh, Sleepy Reader, thank you for tuning in. I'm sorry, we're just about to wrap up here, but good to see you. And I need to get out your way as well. Tom, we should go to the West Coast.
I know, let's do it. I was just sleepy. I was just talking about I bought this from your local shop, Floating World Comics. So yeah, man.
Yeah. So maybe we should do that. Let's do that.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. Well, you guys, again, we are a comic book look sponsored by Rainbow Comics. If you're in the Sioux Falls area, come say howdy to us. 42nd Minnesota. Also, we have a store in Lincoln, Nebraska, that's ready to help you with your comic book needs with Tim and Taylor. And soon to be a 3rd team member, there's a posting for a part-timer. But yeah, we are collectively @ a comic book look or @ Tom Stu Divine and @ John on Demand on the respective socials of Instagram and Twitters. If you're tuning in on YouTube and you want to hang out with us on Facebook, join our group, A Comic Book Look, continue the conversation. I will be doing a live show, hopefully from Charlotte, if the schedule permits. So we'll see how that goes. Got to coordinate with Bill on that one, and I'm looking forward to seeing Milligan and meeting Mr. Caleb for the first time. But until next time, you guys know the drill as always. We're keeping it Midwest. We're rocking the heat up here with those comics, with those temperatures. And you guys, we're going to keep it comics for sure, man. And then I'm going to hit the stop button and